Hi, everyone, and welcome to the New Eden Review Dev Show, or as we like to call it, NERDS, which is, I don't know, would you call it a podcast or
Sure.
a talk show?
Yeah.
It's just us hanging out in at the office and talking about EVE Online.
Or even nerding out.
Yeah, we are
all right,
nerding out about
yeah.
EVE Online.
All right, yeah,
Yeah, write that down.
Yeah, it's going right down right now. All right, that's our catchphrase for next time. Yeah, this is the 11th episode of this that we've now done. It's covered a whole bunch of different topics. It's the set's changed, the format's changed. I think we're kind of settling on the idea that there's not really going to be a firm structure to this. It's just whatever comes along every couple of weeks. Let's just sit down and go over the things that we've got to talk about.
Yeah. Players come up with a whole bunch of cool shit that we get to highlight, nerd out about, talk about. And yeah, we have, as you were talking about, we have had a bunch of different formats to it where we try to have it like a strong structure to it.
Yeah.
We always go off topic anyways.
The first couple episodes were sitting just on couches in front of a really bad green screen that I set up. Now we've got this beautiful little studio. Thank you, CCP Monty, for bringing your knowledge and helping to put this thing together.
I think last session it was cheese and things that give you weird dreams.
Yeah,
was a hot topic of conversation.
We've had the CSM when they're in town.
Yeah.
So it's just basically like a one size fits all. Just like jam people in here to talk about whatever they have to talk about. But this week is just the three of us, and we're going to be talking about a variety of stuff, not just the play-driven stuff, but things coming from CCP as well. You know, we've just had the Eveathon stuff roll out, which was really, really cool. Fanfest is drawing ever closer, and so on. But I was going to start with somewhat accusatorial question. I'm going to prosecute this. What have you done in EVE Online lately, CCP Zelus?
I have been actually. We've got like a drive going on in our alliance at the moment to get everybody's like angel standings back up. So I've been doing a bit of the grinding of the angel standings. I started off with going down to Faithabulous, as I like to call it. I never did any of the Cosmos missions down there. So I did those where you're turning in like a series of speaking to a series of NPCs and you turn in gas and you get like 0.1 standing. But for the most part, if you've just got the gas and you just speak to them, it's relatively simple. I actually found out you can go up to them while cloaked. So what we were doing is in a prospect? No.
Yeah, prospects.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it was a prospect, and we put all the gas in the cargo hold, and we just go up to the NPC, talk to them, and then just move to the next system. And so we could just do it like relatively like stealthily along the way.
Relatively, just in case there's any prying eyes watching
around. Exactly.
I used to after Revenant came out, and I set up my mercenary dens when I was taking my infomorphs into Zarzak to get the blueprints. Like I was always like I was in the blockade runner because the actual infomorphs take up a lot of room.
Yep.
Yeah, they're pretty chunky.
You basically need to fill up a blockade runner in order to get a BPC for a cenotaph. And so, yeah, I'd rush in. I had my bookmark set up so I wouldn't decloak on anything when I warped in to the warden and I did the exchanges and such. But it was always like, a mad panic to warp out as soon as I got everything. I never really got that close to getting killed, but just the paranoia that something was going to go wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue.
Yeah, so I started off with the Cosmos missions and then I went through a series of, well, it's the second time I went through the Epic arc, which was over in Curse as well, I think it was. So it was a short trip between the two of them. So I had a little malediction with a new unbridled glory skin, and I was just spinning my way along from one area to the other. Did the Epic arc to try and increase the standings. I'm the only one in the corp currently with positive standings, so I'm like
You're dragging everyone up.
Yeah, I'm lifting everybody up. So I decided to do it again to try and like lift people up a little bit more. Yeah. So I mean, credit where credit's due. At least there's a couple of other people in the alliance that were also on over the weekend as well, trying to uplift their standings. So yeah, that's just been my recent activity.
Leading from the front, setting a good example.
Exactly.
I love it. And what about you, CCP Swift?
Curse is a really fun region. I used to like just grind missions in Curse for the Serpentis. Nah, not anymore. But I did at one point. It's a fun, happy place. You can dock in a lot of structures, NPC space. But what I've been doing, CCP Convict, is ever since the end of CSM 19, Dujek, one of the members of CSM 19, was telling me that he was going to hunt me. Now that he was no longer on the CSM, he knows that I've been running crab beacons in Losec. I've got a happy little pocket. I didn't tell them where, but I've got a happy little pocket that I just do intermittently. and no one ever drops on me. It's kind of near Wrecking Crew, but not quite.
Ooh.
So I've just been doing it there, and that's the thing I did actually just last night, just to keep them on their toes, let them know I'm still doing it. I'm gonna probably send them a screenshot just to let them know that I have done this.
Yeah.
And
Just to sort of like flex on him.
he's gonna feed, or I'm gonna feed, right?
Without revealing too much of your tactics here, was doing it near Wrecking Crew some sort of weird reverse psychology thing where like
no, it just so
in the
happens to be
backyard?
where I have like just a dread that I could just use there.
It was just laying around from some old campaign.
Yeah,
or something like that,
exactly.
you're like,
And I didn't feel like moving it.
Yeah.
I felt like moving it would be the more dangerous bit, so I'd be like,
I might as well put my assets to work for me.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
and start crabbing it. And if you die, and the dread gets blown up, well, you know,
I didn't want it anyway.
You didn't want exactly.
Yeah, I mined for it.
You actually, that's right. You absolutely, literally didn't want it anyway. It was just sitting there collecting dust.
Yeah.
In fact, that'd be doing you a favor.
Exactly,
If they blew it
yeah.
up. You still win.
Yeah.
Yep. Excellent. Very, very good.
Could imagine like a little bit of like a Eve GeoGuessr going on. It's like, where's that nebula? Analyze.
Oh, damn.
Try and track him down to the
We
location.
need. What's the name of the dev who makes Evedle and the ship hull identifier?
Yeah.
I can't recall his name.
Same. Just applied for the
Feels
partnership
bad.
program as well.
I feel super bad. I feel so bad about it. I'll make sure I put a link to both of those tools in the description. Evedle is basically Wordle, but for an Eve ship, and they've got another game on that site which is a hull identifier. It just starts with a really zoomed in picture of like a ship's like graphic icon, and you just guess what it is, and it zooms further and further out until you get it right. We actually have a Slack channel at CCP where every day a bunch of people post their results from Evedle and from the whole identifier.
Yeah, I think we might be dragging up the usage stats of that just because everyone at CCP does it like every day religiously starting at like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
You'll start seeing everyone's like Evedle responses in channel.
And just like Wordle, I've got my default first starter that I always put in, Executioner, and I just stick to the same one because I know one day it's going to be that and I will get it in one. I just hope that it doesn't come up on one of the days that I miss, the routine, or on a weekend or something like that when I'm not thinking about doing it because everyone's posting the Slack channel.
Mine's Megathron, and I've already had that day. Like it's already come
really?
where I've typed it in. You gave me all green.
I can only dream about how good that feels.
But I still do it anyways. And CCP Alpha was like, just switch. You know it's not coming again.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the first one again. He's going through like all the other hulls. Like, just don't do that one. I'm like, nope.
Still don't change it back on the Megathron. It'll come around again. There's like 400 ships in Eve.
Yeah.
So eventually it's going to come up again.
Next year is my year.
But yeah, I got completely sidetracked. It would be awesome if there was a GeoGuessr style thing for Eve with that, where you just had a skybox and you had to guess what region that picture was taken from.
Yep.
That would be
That is a good idea. Someone from Signal Cartel actually put out a map.
Oh yeah.
I think
good show.
This week or last week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just the Eve map, and then there's an image of the nebula for each of the like regions that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of just, I guess, hunt me if I share that screenshot publicly.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't put those two together.
That's right.
I'll think that one through.
I found it super interesting because it's like, you know what Cloud Ring looks like.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then there's like, depending on what region you're in, is Cloud Ring this big or is it this big? And you have to kind of figure out the difference.
Whenever we're sort of like roaming through or near Cloud Ring, like Outer Ring or something like that, there's someone always goes, "Hey, what's that region over there with the big ring-shaped cloud thing?" In fleet chat, and everyone's like, "Yeah." Steve. What gets me though is when it comes to like regions, I think this might be on the Eve Uni Wiki, or it might have been on some other resource that I was looking at, but the absolute galaxy brain neckbeards that can look at a wormhole from inside a wormhole and go, this leads to Essence, or that's the Forge, or whatever on the other side. Even some nullsec regions, which don't have some predominant color to them, they can just still go like, yes, Esoteria, we must not go there. Like I kind of, it's wild to me because I lived in wormholes for a few years and I didn't even get close to memorizing that. I'm like, oh, it's red. Probably goes to Mimitar's base. Yeah,
this is exactly the same thing I had.
Yeah. That's the limit of my fidelity when it comes to picking those wormhole things. All right, Shell. I'll move on talking a little bit. Oh,
but what about you, CCP Convict? What have you recently been doing?
The last thing that I did in Eve was I was sitting on my couch, just sort of, doom scrolling on a TV.
Yeah.
Is that a thing that people do? Yeah. And I get the little ping from Discord that a quick response fleet was going up because some baddies had started coming and toasted our stuff.
Rude.
Yeah. So I just logged in, we formed up, and I'll probably do this. I probably do this once every other day at least. You know, it depends. If I'm just on my Windows on my PC, like home theater PC or whatever, then the Discord notifications come through. If I'm playing something, I don't get the notifications. But yeah. So yeah, got in, jumped in what was I flying? I jumped in a Kirin, Logi broed it, went out with the buddies, chased the baddies away, came home, docked up again, logged out. It's like, see you next time.
Yeah, the homeland is safe.
Yeah. That's it. I go through these phases where I'm just sort of like doing that, you know, sort of just doing playing Eve reactively, and then something will come along, maybe like a live event or you know a campaign, like a military campaigning game will kick off. Because we're going to go fight someone, and then I'll just grind it super hard for like 3 or 4 weeks, and then I'll go back to just sort of cherry picking again.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a nice little
I
cycle.
think you've described the life cycle of a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
super no life, giga nerd.
Yeah.
They're like, I'll just.
When
I was going to say I had it not last weekend, but the weekend before. I was like, I got the pings like, I need to log in now. It's like, right now? It's like, yeah, but I'm in the middle of making a bacon sandwich. Can I finish? It's like, no, I need to get out.
You can't.
So I'm sitting here playing on the computer. I'm like, my bacon sandwich is almost
Respires
completely
just
over
over
there.
there.
Yeah. Now, during the last Winter Nexus, I decided I was going to get as many of the new ice mining destroyers as I could. And so I logged in all of my alts, and I had my little fleet of endurances out there munching ice for like hours a day. And I was just listening to like an audiobook in the background. And then the event kind of wrapped up, and I was only halfway through the audiobook. It was like a 30+ hour audiobook. But I want to know how it finishes, but I don't just want to sit there and listen to an audiobook. So I'm just waiting for the next thing to happen in Eve where I can just like multi-box, do something really like, you know, low energy, like just sort of mining and just like moving stuff back and forth, and just start playing the book again and finish it off.
Yeah. Just chill Eve online.
Yeah, man. It's actually, you know, a lot of people like to do, you know, the meme is, you know, you have Eve on one screen, Netflix on the other screen or whatever. I like to have Eve on this screen and the distraction on the other screen. But I just sort of like need that excuse, need something low intensity, because like PvPing all the time, it's kind of hard to concentrate on an audio book when some dude is like shouting to hold on gate and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, you just need the book to talk about like gate is green, and then suddenly you're all
next minute. Yeah. What if that line was actually in a book? Could have led to disaster.
Yeah.
It'd be the worst. All right. Fanfest coming up soon, TM. It's coming in May. There are still tickets on sale, but they are going fast. And just the other week, we announced that we opened the floodgates for all of the side events that we normally have at Fanfest that people like to go to. So like the charity dinner, the pub crawl, the various walking tours. There's like if you're not into pub crawling, you can just go and do the like foodie pub crawl where, we'll call it a walking tour, foodie walking tour, where you just walk around, go to a bunch of like different establishments and sample some of their wares.
That one's getting increasingly popular since we brought it, like, I think we added it 3 years ago, somewhere around there. And each year it's just been getting more and more popular.
And we have to keep like expanding it.
Yeah.
You know? And then ultimately, I think you have different groups and things like that in the end. Yeah. Because not everyone wants to just like go out and have a big knees up with the pub crawl. Some people just want to take it easy. They bring their partners with them, and, you know, they want to have a little bit more of a dignified visit to Fanfest. That's okay too. Yeah, so it's a really cool thing to add to it. The Glacier tours are there, but the thing that I'm most excited about is that tickets have finally gone on sale for the LAN party.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
LAN party at the top of the world.
Yeah. We were tossing up whether to call it the LAN party at the top of the world or just LAN Fest, but we went with the former. I think it was the right choice.
Yeah.
But this will be the third time that we've run it now. There's this really cool esports facility. Calling it a LAN cafe is kind of...
it's a bit of a disservice.
It's a big facility with like dozens of like 100 PCs, gaming couches. It's got like scrim rooms for esports teams and stuff like that. It's huge. It's a really, really cool place. And we pack a bunch of people on a bus. We drive them down there, and then we go to the bar first of all, eat some pizza, and then we sit down at the computers and we play Eve. We go on a roam together. Just this huge NPSI fleet, basically, or NFSI is what we call it, not Fanfest Shoot It. And CCPB will be taking us out. We'll be roaming around. All the ships will be supplied to people. We set off from Polaris, so if they go to LAN party, they get to visit Jove's space, you know, maybe take a screenshot and send it to themselves or something.
We just make sure they don't leave anything there.
Yeah, like jump clones.
Invariably, someone always does
Someone tries.
Yeah, someone
always tries.
Players are sneaky like that.
Yeah. But there we were going a few roams. We get blown up. We get some cool kill mails. We stream it. then we go back to the bar, and then we go home, and it's a really cool day out. So if you're coming to Fanfest, definitely pick up one of those tickets if you haven't been to it before.
It is a lot of fun.
It is so cool.
Just like having someone on your left and right, in front of you and back of you, like just playing Eve.
Yeah.
It's great. It's
if
just a weird
You've
feeling.
never played Eve in a LAN environment.
Yeah.
It's completely different than just playing at home with your friends on comms. And we also get a bunch of devs down there too. So like it won't just be like the community team and like CCPB leading us. Like down there in the past, we've had like CCP Kestrel. Did CCP Kaka come one year? I can't remember. But yeah, we just sort of put out the call and see who wants to come down. So it's this combined player developer fleet, and we just go out and get blown up, and it's just pure chaos.
Yeah, and the devs invariably die first because we're targeted, not because we're worse in skill.
No,
that's the thing weird.
Yeah,
and so you can get backseated by a dev as well.
Yeah,
that's just an add-on experience.
If I recall from previous years, there is a suspiciously large number of their fleet members on those lost mails.
Yeah.
It's just everyone's just got to have a little nibble on them. Just give them one shot with a drone or a target painter or whatever you've got on there.
The equivalent of that guy who fires off the smart bomb in the middle of your fleet, right?
That's right. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. And like, okay, we've all been there, right? I'm not judging or anything, but like, as long as they don't do it before we activate the filament, Otherwise, then it's like, all right, everyone,
just wait.
We'll go out in 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. So 14th of May, mid-May.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. Buy some tickets.
Fanfest will be there too. So like, you can come for
come
to the land. Stay for
Fanfest. Yeah, that's right.
I think the karaoke's that evening.
Yes.
Karaoke.
What else? Because I just grabbed a grab bag of random things for Fanfest. There's the traditional karaoke.
Yeah, it's it's the Tweet Fleet karaoke one. It was the one where originally it was all the people off of Twitter.
Yeah.
But it eventually just kind of grew to like it's karaoke night before Fanfest. So it was like the little party before the party at the top of the world. But it was it's a great evening of just come along, do some karaoke. It's a free event. I don't think we don't even ticket it. It's just a community run event. Come along, sing some songs. It's at
Dubliner, right?
Yes, Dubliner. Yes, it moved last year to Dubliner, and it's back again this year. The Dubliner on the evening, same evening party. The LAN party at the top of the world. It's that evening, I think, 6 o'clock.
You can come back from the LAN and go straight to the karaoke.
Yeah,
with a bunch of
maybe get some food in between.
What a day!
Or a drink.
Or you get pizza at the LAN party. But like if you're
had first pizza.
Yeah, whatever. Second pizza. But if you're and the Dublin is downtown, so you go to Mandy's.
Yeah. There you go. He knows.
But what an epic day for an Eve nerd, to get up, go to an Eve LAN party, and then go and do karaoke at a bar with a bunch of drunk Eve nerds.
Yeah.
The dream.
You'll sing like K-pop Demon Hunters and Wrecking Crew, like all at the same time.
Beautiful.
Or Wrecking Machine, not Wrecking Crew. Sorry.
I wasn't going to correct you, but I knew you knew what you meant.
Ever since we brought it up, it's just been sitting in the back of my head that they're going to drop on me now that I brought it up. Like, I've done too much.
Or this is all a big ruse.
Yeah.
And they're just going to put eyes, through every region around there. Some sweaty nerd is going to be like camping like the 3 regions around them or any low stack region around them for 3 or 4 weeks, just waiting for him to just log in. And you'll just be,
I'll be found out soon enough.
You'll be on your couch playing Animal Crossing or something going,
got him.
All right. Okay. So we've yapped a fair bit about us and what CCP is up to and what we're doing. I want to talk about a couple of things that damn it. I'm going to make a liar out of myself in a second, but we'll come back to it. I want to talk about a couple of things that are happening in the community. So first of all, CCP Zelus, the Anger Games, are almost upon us once again. Can you just give us sort of the cliff notes on what the Anger Games is and when it's happening?
Yeah, so the actual matches themselves are over in April. It was April the 11th. It's like 3 weekends following that. It's going to be action-packed again. It's a regular 7. I say regular. It's like roughly about every 18 months at this point because they try and leave a little bit of room for other community tournaments to happen in between. But it's a 7v7 tournament. They have a very big, lofty goal of trying to get 60 teams this time around.
Damn.
Ambitious.
Yeah, very ambitious, but credit to them. If they're going to go for it, they want to do the extreme thing of running multiple arenas, which is absolute chaos. And I'm all here for it. But they run.
If you got 60 teams, you got to kind of you got to make those sausages.
Exactly. You got to chew through them all.
Yeah,
exactly. And they battle it out again. It's a points-based system once again. where they battle it out through 7-minute matches. So they're not quite the 10 minutes. Hunger Games 7-minute matches. Did I just realize
Hey.
that?
Oh boy.
7-minute matches.
Man, Anger Games 30 is going to be a slog.
Yeah.
Sorry, please continue.
I just think Hunger Games 1-minute matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're 7-minute matches. They've got 3 minutes of overtime. So they do, they actually have a slightly different system to what we do in the Alliance tournament, where if you have an exact score to your opponent, it's triggers overtime. Whereas in the Anger Games, there has to be a 50-point difference. So if you have to have a greater than a 50-point difference.
Okay.
So if it's less than that, then it still triggers the overtime. So you end up with
Also, the possibility of reverse tie-dye
is
goes
considerably
up.
higher.
That's because, like, when that happened, I can't even remember what match it was now in the last AT. Can you? It was the finals match? Wasn't it?
I don't think it was the final.
Or was it a semi-final?
I think it was the semi-finals, yeah.
Yeah. Was it a Tuskers and
Tuskers and
I think it was still Better Reloaded.
yeah.
all right. Yeah, because when that match went into reverse tie-dye and it just kept escalating and escalating
And it was the
escalating.
undermanned comp.
That's right. And we were standing around watching, spectating the match ourselves, like the commentators and the staff and everything who was here, and we're just like hands on head disbelief at how fucking wild this was going.
The missiles go so fast.
Yeah, I know. It was like some wild cartoon stuff. And so basically it's saying like this format is more likely to
Result in
have one of those
negative
results.
tie-dye being kicked in, which is always
that is super cool.
incredibly cool to see.
Because before when I made the admittedly lame joke about Anger Games 30, you mentioned Anger Games 1-minute matches. What if you did have a 1-minute match, but you started in 500% tie-dye?
Oh Lord.
Can you imagine how much everything would change in terms of like planning, like just flying?
I just want to see what it looks like.
Can you
Just
even
do it one
fly?
time. Just do it
Can-
one time.
Like you could just fly in a straight line,
Yeah.
but the moment you like try to turn, it's
Yeah.
gonna be like you're now on the other side of the arena.
You just whoops, straight out. Everyone would just be. Oh, you can't put Bastard modules on Marauders, can you?
No.
Like that's the only way to be truly safe.
Yeah.
If you can't physically
Just
move.
don't move.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a 7v7 tournament. They're going to go churn through all these teams, and then we're going to have a grand finals on the final weekend where we condense everything back down into one arena, and then just play it out as kind of similar to what we do in the Alliance tournament.
Yeah. I'll also add a link to the description for the Anger Games Discord. So if people kind of their interest is piqued, maybe you want to put together a team. It's only 7 people that you need, not a minimum of 10 like the Alliance tournament. So
Correct,
hopefully
yep.
it's a little bit more achievable and a bit more approachable.
Their team, so they have kind of again similar to the AT. They have like a team deadline in terms of when everybody's submitting teams. So there's like a lock date for when you can finally submit your team, which is actually mid-March.
Mhm.
I think it's March, I think the 18th off the top of my head. Where if you want to actually participate in the tournament, then you need to have your team submitted by then. There's some super cool prizes. If they manage to get their 60 teams, I think the prize pool for Plex, because there's a Plex entry cost, it all goes into a big pool, but I think that essentially it means that the prize pool will be around 150,000 Plex.
Holy
Which
Plex.
is a huge amount of Plex. They have someone's kindly donated a Raiju, so there's also an AT ship up for
what?
prize. And I think a couple of the Kaldari victory skins are also in the pool at the moment as well.
That's not bad.
We're looking to see what we can contribute as well. But at the moment, it's looking like quite an incredible prize pool.
I don't know if I bought my, because I'm every AT wraps up. I usually go buy someone sells the victory skins. So
Yeah.
I usually go and buy them. I just don't know if I've got around to picking up the Kaldari ones yet.
So fun thing, because these are community tournaments, CCPers can actually participate in the tournament as well.
Oh.
So if you fancy yourself to go and try out for a team, CCP Convict, you certainly could.
All right.
I wonder how washed up the team captains think I am. Maybe I can like sneak in there.
Convinced?
Yeah. It's like, what we do is we just start being, I was going to say bad. We start being worse for the next few lift of feeds, just so where people are doing like research, opposition research on who they're going up against. If we do participate, they're going to be like, these guys are scrubs, and we surprise them with because we've been smurfing this whole time.
Yeah.
It's low key.
I like it.
This is just my alt.
It's like that scene in Beer Fest. We're not that drunk. The 3 people who have watched Beer Fest and remember that will get that reference.
The other thing I was going to ask you about CCP Zelus is since our comrade CCP Yoton is unavailable to join us for this one today, I was going to talk about a little project that he's started up recently called Brawl or Nothing, where he has been turning the cameras on when player fights have been going down over so far, it's been, various timers and things like that, and he gets his cloak ship in the system, gets a bunch of cams set up, and splits the overview into red and blue, and sort of just shows and narrates the fights that's going down and try and provide some background and things like that. And he does it all on Twitch, so interested people can come along and like, I
just
can't
see what's
log in,
going on.
but
Yeah.
what's happening with this fight? Who's fighting? What are they fighting over? Who's which third parties are choosing which side to support and those kinds of things. And of course, a lot of people who were in those fights at the time just like to tune in and go, "Hey, that's
I see me.
yeah, that's my spaceship." Hi, mom. That sort of stuff.
Put on the most obnoxious skin you have and see if you could notice yourself in the blob.
This is the way to do it.
Yeah. That's right. You got to peacock a little bit.
Yeah,
Stand out. But I don't know if it was for the last one, but certainly for one recently, you went along with him as like the B camera that he sort of added to the perspective. So he had kept the wide view up, and you were sort of hunting around the battlefield for interesting angles and things to point it out.
So actually, the very first time he did this was the battle in Dal last weekend, I think it was. I was actually participating in that fight myself, so I was like, do I provide the camera or do I participate in the fight? But the system that the battle was going on is quite literally right next door to my home system. So it's like, I feel like I need to participate in this.
And we've already established what a paragon of the team you are, with your sort of like insistence on leading the way with the angel crappy cock. So
gotta give that.
You're a man of the people. That's what I like about you, CCP Zelus.
So anyway, participated in that very first one, but yes, then onwards we've tried to, within a degree of reason, like we have to look at the fight a little bit and trying to anticipate, hey, is this going to be an 8-hour fight? Because like we'd like to cover it, but also covering it for 8 hours.
You know what was also great? Sleeping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sleeping also kind of rated.
Exactly. So yeah, we've been looking at fights as they're emerging, which is why it's a brawl or nothing, because there is a very good possibility that one of these fights we're just going to start and then we're going to have to end 10 minutes later because nothing ends up happening.
I like that CCP Eveathon has basically already manufactured the sign to tap in case like, only one side shows up or no one shows up for a timer, and Twitch chat is like, no, come on. He's like, tap the sign. It says or nothing.
Yeah.
But it's great fun. I mean, that very first one, as you quite rightly say, he had the overview set up as like red versus blue essentially, and then we had the third parties. But there's so many different components ended up coming up into that fight that it was like 5 different entities that were like the main parts of that fight. But then he's done a couple of ones recently, like in a wormhole system, where it's a little bit more like transparent in terms of just the red and a blue side, or who the two opponents are to each other. So it came out really, really good. But yeah, and then my contributions to it is when I do a lot of like camera work essentially.
Yes. So just in case like people don't know, CCP Zelus actually goes to a lot of player fights, timers and things like that, sneaky on grid, records them in glorious like 4K HD and makes them look beautiful, and just sort of puts them in the vault. And we use them all the time for things like episodes of The Pulse or, sort of other promotional videos that we do. You spend a huge amount of time doing that.
I really enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And that thing you were talking about earlier of trying to find the guy in the pink skin, that is genuinely what I normally try and do. It's like, who's got the most outlandish skin here? Let's find them. Or it'll be the person who's got like the Corp and the Alliance logos being shown as well. Another ones I really like showing, because invariably, if you've got that one person in the fleet with the logo showing, you can probably figure out that, hey, look, that was the fleet I was with, or like the part of the fleet that I was in. So I love seeing him like videos later on where you see someone post like, hey, look, at 37 seconds, that was me. Yeah. It's really cool seeing little aspects like that as well. But yeah, it's a kind of experimental thing for now. We'll see what works, what doesn't, as time goes on. See what it evolves into. Yeah, absolutely. So keep an eye out for those streams, because they're usually based on timers, and we do them reactively. And
they're not scheduled. You can't just like set it. You just have to follow the Twitch channel, see when the notification.
Yeah, and you'll get a notification when it happens, hopefully, and then you can come and check it out. And often we have Twitch drops and things like that active on the channel, so you get a little something extra just for hanging out, and it's just a few more hours of broadcasting every month that you can tune into, and a little bit more time you can spend with Eve if you can't actually log into the game. So it's going really well.
Yeah, and you can also backseat your friends.
That's right.
If you can't play the game,
you can sit there talking about how bad everybody is from the comfort of your lounge chair without lifting a goddamn finger and getting involved in the fight.
A time-honored EVE Online tradition.
You literally say time-honored tradition. Yep, 100%. Let me see here. So, anything cool from politics, nullsec, wormhole space, low sec, big fights, any big losses or anything like that?
There's been a couple of really cool fights. I don't remember the exact specifics of them, but I know there was a dread bomb attempt that actually worked. The initiative and snuffed out. I think it was mostly snuffed out lead. Dropped on an NC dot. I think it was an NC dot avatar that was bridging stuff around. Killed it. Then the initiative and snuff went for another dread bomb on another super cap that was out from Winterco, that was out of position a little bit, but they weren't able to finish it off. And so they just got decimated. But that's the beauty of the dread bomb, right? Like, you never know what you're gonna get. It's just a wonderful little surprise every single time. Sometimes you kill a Titan, maybe a faction super as well. Sometimes you just get some insurance, and it's still worth.
That's right. Still winning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Red Menace Coalition were in. I think that was at one of the
one
ones
you
you
covered.
There was,
Yeah.
They made there was an attempt made on their Keepstar by a series of wormholers, I think is probably the best way I can put it. Where
Drone Lands is so crazy right now.
Yes.
There's everyone in there.
Yeah,
It's hard to figure out like who lives where in Drone Lands right now.
Or all exit their wormhole and straight into Drone Lands, apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah, they I think the attempt on that was they got the hull to like, I want to say like 60-ish%. They got like 40% off it, and then they just ran out of ships.
Yeah.
So it immediately stopped at that point. But
That happens.
it was still still very, very cool to watch.
Yeah.
There was a lot of bombing runs actually during that particular fight. Yeah, cool. My actual favorite one, amusingly, that Dow fight that happened over the weekend. There was a moment where one of the snuffed out pilots was actually gating through into the system.
Yeah.
And I think it was Fleet. There was a Fleet Ragnarok that was present that decided to warp to the same gate that this dreadnought had just warped to, and basically drive-by'd, doomsdayed the Revenant, and then the Revelation, and then just warped out. So it was like, hi, bye, it's gone,
smack, and then she's going.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of caps or like supers and Titans being used in fights like all over low sec right now. I think that the extra amount of like caps that got injected into that ecosystem by just new corps joining and stuff like that probably changed the dynamic a little bit. And it's nifty to see. Drive-by Titan Doomsdays can go so wrong so quickly. Those are the longest couple seconds of your life while you're just waiting to be able to get back into warp after firing off that Doomsday.
It's bad enough when you're just trying to move a Titan through, a near hostile territory, and you're just sort of jumping in, trying to warp off grid to cloak and wait for downtime to do the next jump. So when you're actually sort of restricted by like your timer as well from the Doomsday, that's terrifying.
Especially when that there's a huge fight going on next door, and it would have taken seconds if somebody was sitting on that gate on the other side.
Anyone was paying attention.
In a way, that's kind of like a mixed blessing because they're busy.
They're
in bubbles. Yeah, they're in bubbles and they're all tied up. Like maybe now's the time to do it. Right next door. Same reason why you're doing your crabs right next door.
Yeah, exactly. Playing 5D chess, not even 4D chess, 5D chess.
Damn.
Minotaur Fleet, great propaganda as well. They put out a Cope video as well.
Yep.
I think they called the fight the Dalamo.
Yeah.
Super good.
Yeah. Fantastic.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah. That's how you actually win. I think I can remember it was you a long time ago. It was a quote before you joined CCP. I can't remember the full context, but you said some to do along the lines of you might have these fights, you might kill all these ships, you might win alliance tournaments, but like the actual commodity in Eva swagger.
Yeah.
And like if you win the propaganda war, if you're putting out all the dank memes after like the battle is over,
that's how people remember the event.
Yeah, people who didn't know that the event went down or weren't on the grid and stuff like that are just going to assume, those guys must have won because they're flexing so much.
Yeah,
like that's the smartest thing.
That's the real reason everybody does AARs these days.
Yeah,
it's just to reflect how cool you were in the fight.
I love it, and I think in that video as well, they were like, if you post the battle report first, that means you won. So like you can't be a loser.
That's why state what the story is, and nobody can contest it.
Used to be, the fight would over the Dustwood Saddle, someone would post the BR link, and that would become the BR link. But now the BRs is getting posted 5 minutes after the fight starts. And if you go to like the BR Tools website, there's going to be like, the most recent battle reports. There's going to be like 24 all from the same fight, because everyone's got to like get it out there first. Citizen journalism. I don't know. It should have some limits. Is all I'm saying.
Also, one thing next to Dahl, this is a Mamaki, the Abandoned Park crew announced, I think.
Yes, they have the next Frigate Free For All.
Yes.
Yeah, it's planned. I think it's the poster's gone out. I think there's probably going to be more details coming next week. But
Sneaky,
yes,
sneaky.
the Stay Frosty Frigate Free For All, come along.
It's an institution.
Try
now.
not to group up with other people.
Come alone.
Come
along
alone.
and come alone.
Yeah.
Come alone. They hand out frigates the entire time.
Yeah.
It's just there for you to turn up.
Yeah,
grab a frigate.
free fitted Tech 1 frigates. You can just dock in the structures there and open a trade with someone, and they'll give you a ship to undock and fight to the death in.
Yeah, it's great.
Then normally some of the Stay Frosty crew will come out in something a little bit more juicy, so you have the opportunity to appear at least on a nice juicy kill mail at some point during the evening.
And a pro tip, a tip for young players. The day, if you're going to attend, day or two before, go to those systems, make Insta undock bookmarks on all the stations and structures.
That's smart.
Just so you can get off. Even though you're in a Tech 1 frigate and you can align and warp super fast, you never know when that opportunistic Hecate is going to be just sitting there on the undock, sort of just trying to snatch people as they come out of the station.
I think it's just a really good event for just like one of the like big hurdles I think players end up having is accepting loss.
Yeah.
And I think events like this are actually just really good for just get people into that routine of undocking, losing a ship, going get another one, and just have fun.
Yep.
I think they're fantastic.
That's actually what you're supposed to do when you're in when you're a grown-up Eve player in a fight. You know, it's like, damn, I got blown up. So you pod yourself back to station, you undock, and you get on the reinforcement fleet and just like jam more ships into the meat grinder.
Yeah,
you just keep going at it. So yeah, you're right. This is a good way to acclimatize yourself to the losses. And you know, if you're killboard conscious, which I don't think you should be, but if you are one of those folks, a good way just to get over that anxiety is just to fuck it up.
Yeah.
Just paint it red.
Genuinely.
You know, and then you're like, oh well,
you can only
that's
go up.
that. Yeah, that's right. Like rip that band-aid off.
I had that moment. My main character lost a Leviathan the first time. It's like, I'm never ever going to financially recover from this. And then it's just, after that, it's just, I just had so much fun again. Because it's just
nothing can be worse than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, cool. And when you opened up, you sort of had to hedge a little bit, understandably, because some of the details are often vague about these fights and there are different perspectives that people have and stuff. But I think it's called Cunningham's Law. Are you familiar with that? I hope I got the name right. If I got that name wrong, it would be very ironic.
Okay, no, it's not good right now, yeah.
But yeah, that's like if you want to get the correct answer on the internet, you
Say
don't ask
wrong.
a question.
Yeah.
You provide the wrong answer.
Yeah.
And so if any of the details that we gave out about any of those player-run fights were incorrect, I'm sure we'll be hearing about them in the comments.
Yeah, in the comments.
So it's just for engagement, not because we don't know what's going on. Yeah.
That's right.
Really makes you think.
It's 5D chess again.
Yeah.
This is crazy. We got to get another one of these. And the last thing I want to talk about, I don't know how long we've been going. We can probably wrap this up soon. But the last thing I wanted to mention is a community event which is happening next weekend from the 6th to 8th of March. Rain, who should be known to a lot of people in the community. She's been a long-time Eve player. She's been a tournament commentator. She's been Fanfest presenter and host, and she's been everywhere. And she's been very, very involved in charity. And she's doing that again. So from the midnight on the 6th to the midnight on the 8th, well, the ending midnight on the 8th, so 72 hours later, there's going to be a 72-hour Eveathon, which is essentially just a live stream raiding marathon where one person starts and they stream for a few hours, and then they raid that audience into the next person, and they raid into the next person and into the next person, and that goes for 72 hours. And the whole purpose of this is to raise money for a charity called Girls Who Code, which is a charity which is meant to assist women who want to get into computer science, software engineering, into various industries, not just the games industry, but other sort of tech industries, by providing them with opportunities, scholarships, mentorships, all that kind of stuff. So I think it's a really good cause, and not something that not even sort of in the areas that I think most sort of charity events for EVE Online have sort of pushed into before.
Yeah,
so
and
it's really cool.
the Streamathon, I believe she does it every year, or at least tries to do it every year.
She has done it several times, but I think it's been quite a while since she's managed to pull it together again. So this is kind of a comeback one.
And the gang back together, right? They are some of the most successful charity streams that the EVE community ever does.
Yeah.
It's always incredible to me to see just the reception that EVE is known as a hardcore game.
Yeah.
It's brutal. Everyone's out to kill you. When it comes to real life charity stuff, the most charitable
Yeah.
people in the gaming world. It's
No
so
doubt.
crazy to
We've
see.
demonstrated it again and again.
Yeah.
It's so cool how the community is just so generous. Whether it's like like charity raffles at FanFest, independent streamers just doing their own thing or organized thing, Plex for Good, you name it.
Yep.
Like it's
Yeah.
really cool. So yeah, that'll be starting next week. We're going to be part of it. CCP. We normally do a Friday stream called Live to Feed, where we go on like a little dev roam. We're going to be doing that as usual this time as a component of Brains Raidathon. But we're also going to be doing an extra show before that, like in this format, sitting around this table chatting, and it's going to be CCP Lumi talking to CCP K1P1, CCP Edelweiss, and another CCP whose dev name escapes me, but she's a data scientist. So we'll have a producer, a software engineer, and a data scientist talking to CCP Lumi, and they're going to be having a discussion about Girls Who Code, women working in specifically at CCP, but also in the game industry more broadly, what kind of education they pursued, CCP K1 as a producer, like what kind of talents and attributes does she look for in people when she's hiring into her team and things like that. And I hope it'll be a nice sort of educational supplement to the whole Eveathon thing. And maybe something we can just keep and put on our web on YouTube for posterity and those kinds of things.
That'd be really interesting.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think it'll be a good chat. But yeah, that's kind of the last thing that I had noted down here that I wanted to discuss. Was there any other sort of like little nuggets that either of you wanted to drop?
I got one kind of weird thing.
Yes.
Iceland's a weird place. CCP in Iceland, obviously, we're the weirdest ones in Iceland.
Yeah.
At least I hope so. Just this week, NATO had a hackathon
Yeah.
in the same building that CCP offices are in.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, can we like come up to your office and just like learn a little bit more about this game you guys make? And we're like, sure, I guess. Come on up. So we invited them up on Tuesday, gave them like a brief like 45-minute chat about like EVE Online, really focused on the stories that the players have built and the crazy shit that you guys get up to, how you organize your structures. They were like taking notes. They were like, oh, these guys are kind of weird, but maybe we can like learn something from them.
Yeah.
They were super fascinated. We actually had to kick them out of the office because they stayed too late. Like we were closing up. The alarms were about to turn on. We're like, guys, like,
Oh wow, that's like well into the evening.
yeah,
too.
yeah. EVE players, NATO hackathon people think you're really fascinating.
Right on.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
That's cool.
Neat.
Yeah.
Anything from you, CCP Zelus?
Nothing that immediately springs to mind.
All right, no worries. Well, we can stick a pin in it there then. We'll be back with another one of these nerd style things. Who knows what we'll be talking about? Keep an eye out in the meantime for more of CCP Overton's Brawl or Nothings.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you follow our Twitch channel. Link in the description. TM. I should just have like one of these, except instead of saying lizard, it says link in the description.
Yeah.
Although now that I've said that, I've realized I haven't written down like half the things I said to put in the description. So if it's not there, leave a comment. Engagement farming.
Yeah, there we go.
You can be the link in the description.
We've
Yeah.
gone from 5D chess to 6D
Yeah,
chess.
Jesus Christ.
Just keep adding dimensions.
Oh my God! Soon reverse tie-dye's going to kick in. All right, okay. That's enough of that nonsense. All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back eventually. Keep playing and enjoying EVE Online, nerds. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.